This house concert in Charlottesville, Virginia, and or in Central Virginia anyway, and I was hanging out with my wife and our hosts in their living room, and we were listening to music and making tea and eating soup and having a good time. And then my phone rang, and I was in the middle of a conversation at that point with my youngest daughter, who was in college at the time, and we were making plans for Christmas. And then the phone rang, and it was Jimmy Buffett. And so I let it go to voicemail because I'm just, I love my children that much. I'm kidding. I mean, I was thinking, God, I got to call him back. I was like, I got to get off the phone, baby. Have a good exam. And no, but I called him back and he let me go to voicemail. But he sent me a text and said, are you ready for some homework? And that's what he always said to me when he wanted to write. And so it's the homework you want to get. So I said, sure. And I knew we'd already made one record back in 2020 that hardly anybody got to hear because of 2020, but I knew he was getting treatments then. So in my mind, I knew he was still getting treatments 3.5 years later. So we never talked about his illness when he was alive, anyway. So he sent me these song ideas, and then it was the middle of Christmas holidays, and I finally got a little window of time in the craziness and wonderfulness of Christmas holidays to sit down and try to write. And so I sat down with these 3 ideas, and I just started churning out, ideas for him and sending phone recordings because he was in the middle of 3.5 years of chemo, and he couldn't get together with me. Plus he was having Christmas with his family. So I sent him these 3 song kind of rough ideas of how they might go because he asked me to do that, and so I sent it to him, and I got a message back from him that very night, and he said, this song, Bubbles Up, he said, that one is really reaching me. I said, I love it. I can't wait to work on the lyrics and send you back some responses and send you back some recordings. And he said, I'm saving the other 2, like pralines on my pillow for dessert. Aww. And so we ended up writing 5 songs for his record, his final record. And that meant we had written 20 songs, worked on 20 songs together on like 7 records. So we worked a lot together. And I had just come home from a Songwriting with Soldiers trip where I was with a group of female combat veterans who also had experienced a lot of other trauma in their lives. And Jimmy said, I want to write a song that brings comfort to someone who's struggling. And he talked about taking the Navy diving course and how they always teach you this mantra of bubbles up, follow the bubbles up when your plane is crashed or your boat is sunk and you don't know which way is up, because they said that happens more than you would ever think it does. You're down in the ocean and you think you know which way is up, and you go the wrong way. A few seconds could cost you everything. And so he said, I want to write a song for someone and struggling. And I didn't think it was about him. I just thought he wants to do this. And I thought about those women I had been with that just the day before. And then I looked in front of me, and there was a beat up old record cover, because I have a record player in that room. When you have a record player, you got records piled up all over the floor. And so I had this record on top was Jimmy Buffett, Living and Dying in 3/4 Time. And so I picked up the guitar. It was already tuned with the low string tuned down, and I started just strumming a little 3/4, or 6/8, whatever you call it. And I just wrote this little idea and had my phone on and sent it to him, and it kind of became the song. We changed some lyrics, but it's called Bubbles Up. So, when this world starts a-reeling from that pressure drop feeling, just treading water each day, there's a way to feel better, be well set to weather the storms till the sun shines again. When your compass is spinning and you're lost on the way, like a leaf in the wind, friend, hear me when I say, bubbles up, they will point you toward home. No matter how deep and how far you roam, they will show you the surface, the plot and the purpose. So when the journey gets long, just know that you are loved. There is light up above, and the joy is always enough. Bubbles up. To my friends who are jolly when melancholy knocks, Sometimes they let her in, sit and share stories of flops and of glories. It ain't half as bad as the bends. Sometimes living is a struggle, multiplied double, but they love it too much for the party to end. Bubbles up, they will point you toward home. No matter how deep, how far you roam, they will show you the surface, the plot and the purpose. So when the journey gets long, just know that you are loved. There is light up above, and the joy is always enough. Bubbles up. Hey, let's pop a cork to the rough and the right, to the bright blazing day and the sweet starry night. Bubbles up that point us toward home. No matter how deep, how far we roam, they will show you the surface, the plot and the purpose. So when the journey gets long, just know that you are loved. There's light up above, and the joy is always enough. Bubbles up. Bubbles up.